This is where I spent the night, in this car park. It's relatively early in the morning, but not very early in the morning, as it's light. And now I'm going to show you this really nice town, which I discovered by chance last night. So this is Sutri. So I parked my car here last night. It was already dark when I got here. I always try to find somewhere when it's still light. It doesn't say you can't leave a camper van here. Possibly says you can't leave a camper van there on the left. So you've got the car parks immediately as you come into town, coming from the south, that's to say from Rome. And if you're coming from the north, well, I don't know what the situation is. Now, we're about 35 kilometres or so to the south of Viterbo. There's a dual carriageway almost all the way from Rome, but it's in awful condition, full of holes. It's really bad. It's quite disgraceful, in fact. And like many roads here in Italy, it's quite shocking when you think of the amount that fuel costs here, which is joisting for the second most expensive country in Europe, with the UK. Sometimes it's Britain, but usually it's Italy. And Italian drivers who've got all sorts of other taxes on top of that to pay. It really is bad. Of course, I do appreciate that the engineering works in Italy at the same time are absolutely outstanding. It's hard to think of a country, I can't think of a country, where the engineering and roads are so well done, yet the surfacing of them is absolutely terrible. Anyway, having said that, have a little quick look at the car park again. And there is some kind of sewage or rubbish, but there was no smell. I mean, I parked my vehicle initially next to one of these bin vans. There was two, one's gone out. Then I thought it was a bit dark there, so I moved it to where the light was, just for security reasons. And but there was absolutely no smell at all. So congratulations on that one to the Italian authorities. And I was up here last night, just wanted to buy something to eat, and I was really very, very impressed by this town. We'll take the same route as I did last night. Now I came this route last night just to get away from the cars, so walking what I thought was a pedestrian road. Of course cars came down here too. But look at this outstanding architecture, medieval. And how many people have heard of Sutri? Wonderful. We've got a well down there. Not that I'll be bringing my camper up here to collect the water. Today's the 10th of January. I'm wearing got a t-shirt plus then a normal shirt. Well, vest I should say rather than a t-shirt, but a vest that looks like a t-shirt. And what we call in Britain a fleece. So it's a thick jumper or thick cardigan. And well off the tourist areas, but we've got this wonderful surroundings. I've noticed here several of these gaps between the houses and the walls at an angle. I don't know the reason for it. Maybe somebody can write down in the comments below why that happens. These wonderful alleyways. I was in Rome for 5 days, and now I'm on my way to Stuttgart. I have to be in Stuttgart next week. On next Saturday, well, in fact next Friday. I like to be there one day before everything starts. So I'm making a slow way up there now. No, but on Tuesday I have to be in the Chianti region. Yeah, town archive in that building. I wonder what interesting things they have in there. Speaking of somebody who uses archives for historical purposes. I like this place so much I'd actually stay here, but unfortunately the internet doesn't work here, at least it doesn't in the car park, so I can't work. And this here is the main square. I came up here last night. Well, it was just before 7, before the shops closed. And I bought food. I did spend quite a lot of money on it. Over 16 euros. And I could have gone to a restaurant for that money. Of course I still have enough to eat today, but all the same, you know, eating here it's good, but it's not cheap. And at the time, 20 to 9, should have been up ages ago. So we've got this alleyway down here. I wonder if it leads anywhere or not. It's just that somebody's washing and an internal courtyard. The losses from the First World War and the Second we see on either side, roughly equal in numbers. When you come to Italy, often you get this wonderful smell of coffee, roasting coffee and baking bread, and it's mixed together. And I've got it right now, it's really strong here, it's wonderful. Oh, and a well here as well. The other side of the walled part of the town now, so I've walked through the walled town, which, quite honest, is quite large really. I mean, for a walled town. Now, if you're in a camper van and you're looking for somewhere to park, and this here is absolutely brilliant. There's absolutely no shortage of parking here in these parking spaces outside of the walled area, which are really close to getting into town. and, for example, a nice romantic walk in the evening with your partner. I was looking for something like this for the first day that when my girlfriend flew here from Warsaw. I wanted a place like this to take her to. As it turned out, we were in Anzio, which was destroyed during the war, and didn't really have this type of atmosphere. Having said that, she was pretty happy with seeing the sea and the relatively warm temperature. That's comparatively speaking, of course. The countryside around here is also pleasant, though usually is everywhere, of course. Look at these magnificent trees. Don't know what they're called. I think it was Pliny the Younger wrote about them. Or maybe it was Pliny the Elder. Here we have 3 layers of roads. 1, 2, and below. It's quite a high drop there. 3. And the sun is out in strength now. Still a little on the cold side. I can see my breath in front of me. Maybe I should have worn a hat. But it looks as though it's going to be a really wonderful day. Today I'm going to continue travelling north. So let's have a look down some more alleyways. There's a flat there for sale. I noticed when I was here last night, the flats didn't seem to be particularly expensive to me. Around 60, 70 to 80,000 for a flat 50, 60 square metres in the historical centre. I wonder what the history is behind this fountain. But in summer, isn't this a wonderful place to sit with these views next to the water? And another little square. So that was a short walk round the walled town of Sutri. I'm very impressed by this place, not only because of the parking facilities, but also it's off the beaten track, it's very attractive. And I'll return finally once more to the parking. There you go, camper van nicely parked. And there's plenty of space to do it, not just here, other places as well. It's great. So, what more will the Via Cassia have for me? Now, if you're interested in travel, interested in history, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. If you are interested in motorhomes, please see my site, which is www.motorhomefulltime.com. All one word, motorhome full-time. And you can see more of my films from other places.